Alright, well, we're just about ready to get set for bed here. And I think we're probably actually going to stay a second night tomorrow night. It is just so nice here, and my camp neighbor went ahead and said that he'd go tubing with me tomorrow, so that should be fun. And I didn't realize it, but we're actually here the first night that this campground is open for the year. So that's pretty cool. That would explain why there's so much firewood still here. Good morning. We've actually been up for probably about an hour now. Got some oatmeal and coffee and kind of woke up a little bit, got some coloring in, that kind of deal. But it's going back and forth a couple times in my head, just trying to decide if I want to stay for another night here or what exactly we're going to do. And it really comes down to three things. First of all, there's still a fair amount of stuff that I can do here near the campground, as well as tubing down the river with my camp neighbor, which would be awesome. Two would be that I still have quite a bit of video editing to do, so it would be good to take another day to just take it slow and get that done. And three is the camping fee really isn't too bad here. It's only 17 bucks for a campsite for the night, which is a lot better than you'll see in a lot of other areas. So I think I'm going to go ahead and make the call to stay another night and spend some time here again, get the rest of the video edited, and tube down the river again. That was awesome. And we'll probably just check in with you all a little later today then. Alright, well, we got ourselves a tube rented. It's only $6, not a bad deal. Well, good morning. Well, we're up and at 'em. Try to get camp packed up here kind of before the rain that's supposed to come in today comes. I think it's supposed to start raining by about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. It's about 8 o'clock now. So we'll go ahead and get packed up and head over towards the Smoky Mountains and the Ocontaloftee Visitor Center. And if they're not raining yet over there yet, we'll go ahead and hop on the river trail and take Brownie for a walk, and then we'll be hopping on the parkway and getting over to camp. Well, we're still in tent. But I was just rechecking the weather, and actually now the forecast has moved up a little, or back a little I should say, I guess. Today it's not really due to rain. It's going to be mostly cloudy for the day. I think highest percentage chance rain for is 10%. So should be alright for today. You might get a little rain, but then tomorrow all the way through like a week almost it's supposed to rain. So we'll have to be kind of dodging rain while we're in the Pisgah National Forest. Normally when it comes to rain, it's like probably afternoon showers or maybe at night, and then like a lot of times in the mornings or evenings it's not raining, but we'll see. You know, we've had beautiful weather this whole trip, so I really can't complain that rain's starting to roll in now.
Yeah, I love it. Just outside the entrance to Deep Creek, there's all these horses in these pastures. They're just beautiful.
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying about being real strict on dogs. Even the trail they're supposed to be allowed on, they don't let you bring dogs along the river. You got to cut off this way and go along the field instead. You know, it's too much, you know, in my opinion, too much regulation. You know, they can barely even have a dog in the park, so it's kind of tough. But we'll keep moving and check out what's down this little trail, and then that'll be it for the Smokies for us. You can probably start to see that the park is living up to its nickname of the Wildflower National Park. Oh man, that turkey was just right on the trail. Alright, here we are. This is the southern terminus, or southern end of the Blue Ridge Parkway. So we are officially starting our ride up the Blue Ridge Parkway now. I am really excited for it, I'll tell you what. Where we get off the parkway for now, heading down into the Pisgah National Forest towards Brevard kinda. So we're gonna go ahead and get down here and find a spot to camp, and it's only about 2 o'clock and the weather's supposed to stay all right, I think, so we'll probably go ahead and try to get a hike in. All right, well, we made it onto the gravel road, heading for that same spot that we camped on the way out to Fontana Dam. Hopefully, seeing as it's Sunday, Easter Sunday, you know, and it's getting into the afternoon, maybe even if people were there, you know, this weekend, they may be cleared out already. We'll have to see. We're hoping that there's at least a spot available for me to set up, so we'll keep moving and figure out what's going on up here when we get there. Oh, jackpot! I don't see any cars here. I thought for sure there would be at least one person down here. So we'll get pulled in and get the tent set up back in the tenting area, and we'll go ahead and make sure everything's good to go, and then probably get over to a trailhead. Yeah, it definitely took a while to get camp set up though. You know, just there was a lot to do and a lot of stuff was just going wrong. You know, like paracord kept getting tangled and everything just wasn't going right. But glad we got it all set up, you know, so now even if the rain rolls in, we should be all right, and hopefully we don't have another episode with the tent leaking. Hopefully that sealant I got should do the job. Alright, so new plan. I was wanting to hike Looking Glass Rock today, but we're going to have to wait for another break in the weather for where we've got at least a few hours. It's going on 5 o'clock here, so we've got close to 3 hours of daylight, but I was thinking that Looking Glass Rock Trail was like 1.5 miles, 2 miles, and it's actually 3.1 miles each way. So that's, you know, over 6 miles round trip, and I think it would just take too long. But we're kind of camped just ahead of the just ahead of the top border of the map there, and just down the road a little ways is Slick Rock Falls Trail, and I've never hiked it before. I don't know what's on it. I've seen Slick Rock Falls, which is right near the road, but I've never went any further on the trail than, you know, just that couple hundred feet. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll go ahead and just hike that and then get back to camp and get started on some dinner, because I just did kind of snack lunch. I've had a bad habit of doing that on this trip, but you know, it's one of those things where it's like then I don't have to cook or anything, but I know I still need to be eating, you know, like the ramen and rice meals and stuff that I actually have to cook, you know, and make veggies in it and all that, because it's not a great diet. But I got Cliff Bar and beef sticks and some crackers ready to go for the hike, and we're gonna get our stuff together and move on out. All right, here we are, Slick Rock Falls. You ready, Brownie? Oh yeah, she's doing good. Good job. Let's see what this message board says. Oh, that's cool. It says on that green bordered sheet there that it actually, the trail ends at the base of Looking Glass Rock. Kind of like if you guys saw my last Pisgah National Forest video in this area, you would see on the Sunwall Trail we took, it ended up at the base of the rock, and it actually ended up running into a rattlesnake there. So, but we're going to cut this way quick and see the falls, and then I think there's another small fork that brings you to the rest of the trail. So we'll get moving. So the trail splits back there. That goes up to the rest of the trail, and then this is the little trail to the waterfall view. It's actually right by the road, right off the bat, but we'll still do the rest of the trail. Kitchen area for tonight's meal. I'm kind of going all out. I'm pretty dang hungry, so ended up deciding I'm going to make one of these nor pasta side kind of deals and spice it up. And the reason I say I have those while I'm hungry is because normally they make enough food I can't even eat all of it. And you know, it's cheaper doing this than mountain house meals and all that. You know, it's more work and cleanup and all that, but you get a lot of food out of it for a pretty cheap amount. So I'm going to do this smokehouse bacon parmesan fettuccine kind of deal. Mix in some corn. I'm going to saute some onions for it and rehydrate some minced garlic and porcini mushrooms. So, oh, and I'm going to put some chicken in it. So that should be really, really good. I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to go ahead and get cooking and making my coffee and all that before I run out of daylight. Yeah, it's really nice at this spot. You know, that little stream or whatever flows by, and it rolls over quite a few rocks and all that, so it makes a fair amount of noise, and I can hear it real well from the tent. And I know that always helps me sleep, you know, hearing that running water running by the tent. So just gotta hope that it's running water from the stream and not running water running underneath my tent and soaking everything. But we'll get to some shut-eye here and hopefully be hitting at least some kind of trail in the morning. So good night, y'all. Well, that sure is nice to wake up to. It's pretty chilly at the moment. You can see my breath a little, but it's only about 7:15, so it'll warm up a little bit. But I think the plan is going to be to head over to Brevard quick, get some signal on the phone, recheck the weather forecast, make sure it's still not supposed to roll in until afternoon time sometime. And as long as we're all good, we'll go ahead and get over to the Looking Glass trailhead and start our hike there. Alright, well, we got gas, grabbed a hot coffee and a couple snacks, and gonna head back into the Pisgah National Forest now and hit Looking Glass Rock Trail. So that should be pretty cool. Done it before. It's a really neat hike, and we're gonna go ahead and do that this morning. I rechecked the weather now that I got an update on my app, and it looks like it could rain as early as like 1 o'clock or something. You know, it's like a 30% chance at 1 o'clock, and then by like 2 or 3 it starts going up to like 40-50% where it's probably gonna rain. So that's all right though. It's only about 9 o'clock now. We should start the trail by 9:30. You know, with a 6-mile trail, it'll probably only take a few hours, so hopefully we'll be out of there before the rain rolls in, but I will bring my rain jacket with just in case. All right, down here at the visitor center, just picked up a new sticker, which is pretty awesome. And we're gonna get ready and head out here. All right, well, here we are, Looking Glass Rock Trailhead. Been looking at the map, checking mileage and elevation and all that. It's definitely going to be a bit of a strenuous hike, you know, but it's going to be the only hike we do today, and it's going to be raining, so we're probably just going to be sitting in the tent, maybe even napping or whatever later. But we are, of course, down here at the trailhead. It's 3.1 miles up to the top of Looking Glass Rock, and you gain about 1,500 feet in elevation. So, you know, that's roughly about 500 feet in elevation gain for every mile. And I know at the top it gets pretty steep and rugged, so it'll be a challenge, and it'll definitely probably be one of the more challenging hikes Brownie's done. But I'm bringing extra water for her on this hike, and her water bowl and all that, and treats, so she'll be good to go. And then you know, we'll both be pretty tired, I'm sure. By the end of it, we'll get back to the tent and probably take a nap once the rain rolls in, so we'll get on the trail. All right, here we go. Brownie is really raring to go today. She's got all sorts of energy today for some reason. She's excited though. Wow, some people are really ignorant. It's written all over this message board. Not Looking Glass Falls, 6 miles, 1,600 foot climb. Yeah, no duh. It says right on the trailhead, it's Looking Glass Rock. It says right on this board, it's Looking Glass Rock. If you would have opened your eyes, you would have realized it. Some people. Station. I wanted to see if they might have sold tarps, which I didn't think they did, and they don't. But the ranger there was mentioning that Walmart is actually only like 2 miles away from the ranger station, just outside the entrance to Pisgah National Forest. They even gave me a little shortcut road to take, so I don't have to hit the light out here. So that's cool. You know, got Walmart right close by. I didn't know. You know, I went the other way last time I went into town this morning. But we'll go ahead and get over there and probably get a little bit more food, resupply a little in that area, and then maybe get one more tarp, just so I've got a bigger area to relax outside if it's raining. You know, I don't want to have to be cooped up in the tent or in just like a small little footprint of an area. So we should be able to get a tarp for like $5-10 tops, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy or big, you know, just a little extra. So we'll go ahead and get over to Walmart and see you there. Alright, now we're back in the Jeep. We got all our stuff from Walmart. Brownie's doing good, and we're going to get moving back towards camp because it's just starting to rain now. Oh, wow. Well, it took some work, but got the new tarp up. It's a lot bigger than my other one, of course. And that'll give us full coverage overlapping this tarp. And you know, I have it high enough here with this stick propping it up that I can stand up straight. This is just some non-slip kind of fabric. Helps protect the tarp and keep it from moving around. And then I buried the bottom at least a little ways. So I think this will work pretty well, and the rain should run off in the right directions, kind of away from the tent. So we'll go ahead and eat our food finally. We've got some Subway waiting for us, and kind of figure out what we're going to do for the night, and hunkering down in the rain. Well, I'm sure y'all can't see anything because it's pretty dark. It's about going on 10 o'clock. We're going to call it a night here in the tent, but we successfully stayed dry through the rain tonight. And it's not forecast to rain. According to the forecast I pulled down earlier today, it's not forecast to rain tomorrow until like noon or a little later. So what I think we'll probably do is go ahead and get our stuff together in the morning. I'm going to pretty much clear out most of the stuff from camp other than the tent and tarps and all that stuff, and put it in the Jeep because we're going to go for a short hike in the morning, you know, something quick. And then we're going to head into Asheville and go ahead and get some food and kind of spend the day for my birthday in Asheville. And then once we're done there, we'll probably try to get back here, you know, after dinner. We'll probably go to Cracker Barrel for dinner and get back here. And theoretically, our area should still be dry and the tent should be dry inside, and I can load everything back in, and it'll be good to ride out the storm for the night because it's supposed to rain all the way from about noon tomorrow till I want to say like 8 or 9 in the morning the next day. And then after that it's supposed to rain the whole next night, you know, with a short break during the day. And then it's supposed to be kind of off and on for at least another day. So we'll definitely be kind of at the mercy of Mother Nature during the next few days, and trying to plan around that. But we'll do our best to get some stuff in and spend the day in Asheville tomorrow at least. And we'll see y'all in the morning. All right, well, we got camp all set up and set to go for while we're gone. Should stay dry. I do have like a little rain poncho over whatever I left in the tent just to be sure, but I think it'll be all right. And then we're heading out from campsite towards Brevard, recheck weather forecast, and then heading towards Asheville. So we'll get moving. As you can see, I've come quite prepared for my birthday. Yeah, call me cheap if you want, but free food is the best food. So recheck the weather forecast. It looks like it's gonna rain pretty much all day today, all night tonight, and then mostly raining tomorrow, you know, a couple breaks. And then finally by Thursday, I think it's supposed to just kind of be a couple showers here and there as it rolls out. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. The farmer's market is right here in Asheville, North Carolina Farmer's Market. So I'm going to go ahead and take a stop quick and do that. Actually, we'll probably do that on the way back, I guess, because I'm really looking to get some coffee and wake up. So we'll go ahead and get down there, and we'll definitely be stopping there before we head back. Oh man, see our goal. Oh man, that hits the spot. I got lucky too. I don't know if you can see, but their hot now sign is on. So I got a nice hot fresh donut, hot coffee, and get my engine going here, and then I think we'll probably head over towards Farmers Market. All right, we're over here at the West North Carolina Farmers Market. We'll see about finding some stuff to eat. I tell you, that was a really cool experience. Just went into the Farmers Market and started kind of looking around the produce and all that and asking questions. Ended up getting some strawberries, a couple really nice apples, and a mini cantaloupe, which will be really good for later. So pretty glad to get some produce. And it was funny because as I'm sitting there kind of asking about what all they have and everything, the lady kept going, oh yeah, here, why don't you try some? And she'd take one and she'd cut it up in the back and give me a piece to try, you know. So I kind of got breakfast while I was shopping, which was cool. Plus, then when I was checking out, I mentioned that it was my birthday, you know, because I was giving her my ID for my debit card. And she's like, oh, okay, happy birthday and all that. And as I walked out, she's like, here, take one more apple for a birthday apple. So I got an extra apple out of it. So pretty happy with all that. And I got some fresh produce for the Jeep now. So we're going to get moving and get to the next stop. All right, well, we just finished up at Jersey Mike's Subs. We got a free regular sub and drink. And Firehouse Subs is just up the road, so we're gonna go up there and get a free sub there too, and putting both those in the cooler for later. Oh man, I'm so full. The name of the place is hidden. This is the Asiana Grand Buffet near Asheville on Henderson Road, and let me tell you, I was pretty impressed. Now, I was expecting them to have about half as much of a selection as they ended up having. They had fresh noodle soup station, grill station, like 3 big things of you know, different dishes on both sides, fresh sushi, you know, just everything you could want pretty much at an Asian buffet. And I ate way too much. But yeah, I gotta tell you guys, you know, if you get around Asheville, check this place out because it's worth it. And on your birthday, you get a free lunch buffet. I just had to pay $2 for my drink, and that was it. And I got a whole full-blown free Asian lunch buffet. So, Asiano Grand Buffet. Make sure you check it out if you're out in this area. And we'll keep moving. We're probably gonna run over to Starbucks and get our free coffee. That's pretty fantastic. Stopped at Starbucks for my drink, and you know, told them I had a free birthday drink, and the lady's like, "Oh yeah, go big and fancy." I was like, "Okay, well, let me get a venti caramel." Yeah, I'm not moving, Ellie. Chill out. But yeah, I was like, "Let me get a venti caramel iced coffee," and she's like, "So I'm hearing a Trenta caramel iced coffee with an extra shot of espresso." I was like, "Yeah, it sounds great." You know, so now I have a massive iced coffee. And I think what we're going to do while we wait for dinner is actually head up to the art district of Asheville. I went through there briefly earlier, and there was a lot of really cool graffiti and stuff on a lot of the buildings, and I'd like to check some of that out and kind of take a little walk, maybe bring Brownie out for a short... Alright, well, parking's pretty limited down here. It's right downtown, but I did find a parking area that's just $1 for an hour. So we're going to go ahead and just take a little walk. Try to be back within the hour and bring Brownie out and try to see if we can find a little of the graffiti I keep seeing everywhere that's really, really cool. You know, it's actual art, you know, not just someone's name scrawled out in graffiti. Y'all can see this, but we're at that blue dot. Our original plan was to hike over here up towards where it says Asheville, across, and then back down, and we actually ended up going up towards where it says Asheville. Oops. Okay, let's try this again. We actually ended up going up towards where it says Asheville, and then over all the way to Ashland Avenue. And we took that all the way down to Southside Avenue and cut back up to where we're at. So it was probably a solid mile and a half at least, but pretty cool. You know, didn't rain too hard, and there was a lot of neat little art stuff and all that along the way. So we're probably just gonna relax a little bit and find somewhere to kick back for a few minutes, and then we got about probably 3 hours or so until dinner time, when we'll head over by Cracker Barrel. All right, well, we're over here at the Cracker Barrel. Buffalo Wild Wings was just up that direction, close enough to walk to, so I went up there and grabbed my free snack size wings of the Asian Zing wings. They even threw a couple extra for me, so I got like 8 of them for free, which is really cool. So now I got those and both the subs from today in the cooler. Probably won't even eat them until tomorrow, but that's fine. That'll be pretty much my food all day tomorrow, so that's good. We'll probably pick up one more bag of ice before we go home, just to make sure we keep those nice and cold. But we're going to go ahead and just kind of relax in the Jeep for another 20-30 minutes, let our appetite come back, and then we'll be hitting Cracker Barrel. So, see you guys shortly. Oh man, I'm so full. Oh, I was still kind of full from the Chinese buffet when I got here, and even with waiting, I am just stuffed. So we're going to go ahead and get started heading back towards camp, swing by Walmart once we get by the entrance to the National Forest and get some ice, and then we'll be pretty well set to retire for the night. So probably check in once or twice when we get back at camp, and that'll be about it for the day. Alright, well, we're back at the tent, and it looks like things stayed mostly dry. Looks like it rained pretty hard, but our perimeter stayed pretty dry other than just the edge. The mat stayed good and dry. Tent's completely dry inside. This whole area is dry. You know, like I said again, it's just that edge there is a little damp, but that could even just be from the moisture from the drainage areas kind of soaking across, but this is a little further here. But even so, stuff in the tent's dry, so should be good to go.
So we're up. It stayed nice and dry last night. The only moisture at all that got on me was from all the condensation on the side of the tent. I probably should have just left the front door open. I was a little worried rain might get in or something, but it's good and dry right in front of the tent. So otherwise, our little drainage ditch things work great, and we're gonna go ahead and just kind of mill around, camp for a little bit. Recheck the forecast. It's supposed to drizzle until, or light rain until sometime in late morning, early afternoon, something like that, and then we'll probably try to figure out something to do. So, oh man, slept pretty good though. Yeah, I've done quite a bit of camping, in my time, and I tell you, even last night and in general, bear activity is on my mind quite a bit, especially at night. Just because it's more difficult to see at night and all that, which makes it more of a challenge. I don't know why last night I really had this feeling like something was gonna come into camp last night, and I don't think anything did. I haven't gotten out and looked for tracks or anything like that, but I didn't hear anything or nothing. So but yeah, I think that's good, to keep that mentality of being aware of bears in the area, making sure that you keep that in mind so that you're being smart about your food storage. You're keeping bear spray or something nearby just in case, being smart about, if you've got pets about making sure you're keeping an eye on them, and making sure that they, their food and everything is sorted out. So it's a little bit of a worry every time you're out here, but you can't let it control what you're gonna do with your life. If you want to get out here, you got to get out here. So, all right, well, we are back in the Jeep and moving, heading down to Brevard. I think I'll probably grab coffee or breakfast or something, and charge my electronics a little bit while I eat. This little stream here or whatever that runs under the road was just a trickle a couple days ago. Now it's like a full-blown little waterfall.
Alright, well, taking a look at our map, I think I kind of figured out what might be the best idea for today due to our limited time and rain and all that. This is the Moore Cove Trail. It's 0.7 miles only, and it's rated as easy. I've done it once before. It's really nice. There's a nice waterfall at the end and all that, which should be pretty beautiful with the rain. It'll probably be a fairly wet trail, but again, it's only about 1.5 mile round trip, and it's not a whole lot of elevation, so that should fit the bill pretty perfectly today. And we'll go ahead and waste a little more time while this rain rolls out, and then we'll probably hit that. And Looking Glass Falls is right along the way too, so we'll go ahead and check that out too. Should be pretty impressive with the rain. Looking Glass Falls was definitely impressive this morning. We're heading up to the Moore Cove Trailhead. It should be just up the road here. It's a really cool trail, pretty short and easy. I did it once before, and the waterfall at the end is pretty nice. It should be pretty nice, especially with the extra rain we've gotten. So we'll go ahead and get up there. It should be pretty much just around the corner, I think. Oh man, there's a bus. Brownie's all set up. She's got water and all that. And I made a sign for her to put in the window or whatever when I leave her in the car. And I actually made a magnetized one that I'm not sure how well it'll hold up in the rain, but we'll see. It just kind of helps people not worry about her too much, because she's fine. But yeah, we'll get our stuff together here and finish eating this delicious apple from the farmer's market, and we'll get moving. Alright, and maybe a couple of strawberries too, because look at how beautiful these strawberries from the farmer's market look. Those are like some of the best looking strawberries I've ever seen. Alright, Moore Cove Falls. Here we come along the Moore Cove Trail. I don't know why I have a hard time saying that. You know, I was giving it some thought, and while it might be really cold, today might be a good day to slide down Sliding Rock Falls. You know, it's not thunderstorms or anything today, it's just rain. It's always cold for the water, so that would be the one challenge, but I don't know, I'll give it some thought. Alright, so it's about 1 o'clock now. And this is about when they said the rain was going to clear up, which it seems like it has. And it's supposed to be pretty clear, I think, until at least 5 or 6. So what we're probably going to do is head up to camp quick, grab our towels, and have lunch, eat one of those subs I got for my birthday yesterday. And then we'll go ahead and head down to Sliding Rock Falls and brave the cold water. Insanely cold. But I actually went down twice, not just once, so I got my goal done. But we're going to go ahead and get back to the Jeep and I guess kind of figure out what we're going to do from here. Alright, so I'm pretty sure I figured out what we're going to do. It's going to use a little more gas than I'd like, but we're down here at Country picnic area, and this is Moore Cove Trail, Sliding Rock where we were. We're going to head all the way back up and connect up with the parkway again, and then about 7 miles back. We wanted to go there the other day, but it was all full up for parking, Graveyard Fields. So I'm gonna, pretty sure there will be parking, you know, with the weather the way it is, and it's Wednesday. More than likely there will be some parking available, and we can get that hike in. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do this loop 358 here, the Graveyard Fields loop, which is 2 miles, as well as just a little bit right to here for Second Falls, and then we're gonna do the trail out to Upper Falls, which is about 0.8 miles each way. So it'll be about 3.5 to 4 miles altogether by the end of it. Oh man, is it foggy up here. Graveyard Fields. This will be like the 4th time I think I've come and explored this area. It's kind of neat too, all that fog is just rolling in over the valley. is so temperamental. It was raining just a couple seconds ago. Now it's sunny and bright and just beautiful. Alright, well, I'm back at camp. Brownie's getting some dinner. And gonna go ahead and get myself some dinner, the other sub I got yesterday. And then probably get started on video editing. Alright, well, I just finished up my movie. And there's definitely something in the woods moving around. And it doesn't sound like a squirrel, it sounds like something bigger. Well, whatever it is, it seems to have left, hopefully. So, I guess I'll try to get some sleep. Yeah, that's always unnerving, hearing noises in the woods at night. Good morning. It's about 7 a.m. Sun's up. So we're up. Honestly, slept pretty poorly last night. I don't know why I woke up like 50 times, but... we'll go ahead and get back to the Jeep and check the map and figure out where we're going today. Alright, well, we're all set and in the Jeep. I was just realizing though that I have literally no clean clothing. I have one pair of shorts that's clean, that's it. So I think what we're going to do, seeing as it's pretty chilly out right now anyways, is we're going to run over to Brevard and find a coin laundry hopefully. And get a couple loads of laundry done, waste an hour, maybe 2 hours tops, probably will just take like an hour, and go ahead and get laundry done, and then it should be a little bit warmer, and we'll figure out what our hike for this morning is going to be before the rain rolls back in. Plus then we can go ahead and get a chance to recheck the weather forecast, so we'll get moving. Man, is it good to have some clean laundry. I tell you, it's not too bad paying for coin laundry. You know, I think I paid $5 or $6 altogether. I got all my laundry clean other than just a couple things I forgot to bring. But we're gonna go ahead and get back towards Pisgah National Forest and then head over towards I think the Coon Tree Loop. It starts over by the Coon Tree picnic area and follows the Coon Tree Creek. So I think we'll go ahead and try to do that. It's rated as moderate and it's 3.7 miles. So we're gonna go ahead and get back there, and I think that'll be our morning hike before the rain's due to roll back in, probably by about 1 o'clock. So we're moving. All right, well, we're here at Coon Tree picnic area. That's here, and we're gonna do this 144 loop, which is Coon Tree Loop. Coon Tree Trail Loop. Goes up the creek and crosses up over a ridge, it looks like, and then back down through Coon Tree Gap. So that should be pretty cool. It's rated 3.7 miles and moderate, so it shouldn't be too bad. Brownie's ready to go, and we're gonna get kind of packed up here and get heading out. I'll tell you what though, being out here camping like this for long periods of time especially, really makes you appreciate the little things, you know, like clean laundry or a good spot to fill up on water or some fresh fruit, you know. Just simple things that, you know, in normal everyday life, I guess you really don't consider too much, you kind of take for granted, but it's nice out here to get those things. So we'll go ahead and I believe the trailhead will be over on that end of the parking area, and we'll get started. All right, Coon Tree Loop, blue blazes. And this is Coon Tree Creek here. And we'll be walking along for the first half or so of the hike. And I've never done this trail before, so this should be pretty fun. Well, the trail has been a whole lot of uphill so far. But I think we're starting to get some elevation up towards the high point, I guess you could call it. I was going to mention that, you know, me personally, I like to wear boots like this, where they've got the ankle support, you know, and waterproof is a plus, but you know, I understand that trail runners or whatever can be more comfortable, then they don't get quite so hot, all that. But I was just crossing a little stream back there, walking across the log that's across the stream, and the log rolled on me. I mean, not on me, but it rolled when I was walking across it. And I think if I wasn't wearing boots like this, I probably would have rolled my ankle. So And that would not have been fun to do, you know, the close to a mile back to the Jeep with a rolled ankle. So, good to know. Wow, I'm really surprised they rate this trail as moderate instead of strenuous. Whew. It's just been uphill the whole way. All right, yeah, this is absurd. We're at least 1.5 miles, maybe even 2 miles in, and we are still climbing and climbing and climbing. Switchback and switchback and switchback. I'm telling you right now, I'm regretting doing this trail, honestly. And I really never regret doing trails, but this has just been miserable. This uphill climb, I haven't really even been able to enjoy any of this. I mean, look at this. Just still straight up. Just want it to be over. You know what? It doesn't quite beat Cabin Trail in Linville Gorge as my least favorite trail, but it's a close second. Well, over 1.5 hours later of uphill, I think we're getting up to Coon Tree Gap. And I'm going to take a nice long rest up there because I am exhausted. Brownie's exhausted. We both just want to be done going uphill. Yeah, this is about the best view you're going to get is through the trees. And I'm sorry to report that while that view is nice, it is not even close to worth that insane hike that we just did. So we're going to go ahead and start going down this downhill, which feels fantastic, and find a little spot for a break. Wow. So we're about here. We just connected up and got to there. And I was looking at the elevation. This down here where we started, it's about 2,000 feet. This up here where we just were, about 3,250 feet. So over the 2 miles, maybe less than 2 miles, we gained 1,250 feet in elevation on what they call a moderate trail. Come on. Good girl. Oh, that is a welcome sight. Made it back to the split. So we just got, I don't know, maybe 1/4 mile, probably not even a 1/2 mile tops, back to the parking area. Whew. Alright, well, we just swung into the visitor center. I remembered that I was looking at their patches there, and I was thinking about the patches I have in my backpacking backpack, and I realized I don't have any with Smokey Bear. So I found this awesome patch down there that I just got. And you know, it's kind of shiny, you know, the embroidery on it is kind of shiny, and like, I don't know, I love it. So we're gonna go ahead and probably just get moving back up to camp and take a little nap as this rain rolls in, get some lunch.
Oh man, I tell you, it was tough to pull myself from that tent. I was sleeping pretty good, and definitely I'll probably sleep pretty good tonight, but go ahead and get going again, and probably go ahead, get down to town, get a little bit of firewood, because I'd like to make hot dogs tonight, and then we'll probably just fish until it's time to get back to camp, and who knows, maybe we'll catch some trout. So we'll go ahead and get our engine going and move on down to town.
Alright, well, change of plans. My back driver's side tire just went completely flat on the way down. As soon as I hit the paved road, I realized it was totally flat, making a bunch of noise. Had to stop, pull over, and actually put the tire that's got the big bald spot bulge on it, because I don't have another good spare on me at the moment. So we're heading into town and trying to find somewhere to get new back tires, I guess, because we're in pretty rough shape as of the current moment. But hopefully that tire with the bulge doesn't blow out on me while we're getting over there, and hopefully I can find somewhere that can do the work for a reasonable price and in a short amount of time, because we'll
no doubt probably not be back to camp until after dark at this point. Well, we're back in the forest, and unfortunately we were not able to get the tire taken care of. I'm gonna have to risk driving back to camp where all my sleeping stuff and everything is, with this tire with the bulge in it, and hope it doesn't blow out on the way up or the way back down to town tomorrow, because all the tire service places in town are closed already. So yeah, this will be fun. Hopefully we don't end up with blown out tire broken down on the side of a gravel mountain road. Alright, new plan. You know, there's just a lot of wobble in that tire. I'm really worried that I'm gonna have that tire end up going flat on me too, halfway up miles into this gravel road on the mountain, and then have to figure out a way out of it. You know, if I had to call an Uber or something like that to get me off the mountain and back with a spare tire, you know, whatever, it's gonna cost a lot more than if I just go up to back to the Walmart, buy a cheap blanket and cheap air mattress, and just spend the night in the Jeep. You know, I've got food in the Jeep, I've got my phone, I'll probably do some editing on the laptop, and I've got my privacy blockers for the windows and all that. It just, I'd like to go back to camp. You know, there's some stuff there that I wish I had, but I'm really not prepared, you know, to deal with if that tire does go flat on the mountain road. So I'm going to play it safe. We're going to go ahead and get back to Walmart and spend our first night of the trip in a Walmart parking lot.
Alright, here we are, Walmart. Went in and got some stuff. Gotta love Walmart for its prices. For like 17 bucks, I got 2 fleece throws, an inflatable pool raft, which will work as a temporary air mattress, and I can maybe even use it in the river later, and a camping chair. Well, we've got everything pretty well set for the night here. Grabbed some dinner. Just made some peanut butter sandwiches, had an apple, that kind of deal. Yeah, I know, you won't get that, huh? But, yeah, we're just gonna hang out here and try to get the tire thing sorted out in the morning. You know, I was just thinking, in this whole week, this last, I don't know, 4 days, 5 days or whatever, have been pretty tough, you know, between different hikes ending up a lot more difficult than we thought they might be. Issues with Jeep's tires, and just the rain and everything else. You know, it's been kind of a battle this week, but out here, you know, things are more difficult sometimes, but I'm still really enjoying myself, and even with the issues, you know, you just got to get past it and move forward. So we'll go ahead and call it a night here and get the tires fixed in the morning, hopefully, and keep moving. Alright, it's 5 a.m. unfortunately. Maybe got 2 hours of sleep last night. Alright, well, we're leaving Walmart again. Got some tackle, hopefully it'll help us catch some trout a little easier. And heading back into the forest. We went over to a place called Charlie's Tire Center here in Bavard. And let me tell you, if any of y'all ever have tire issues while you're in this area, or automotive issues, I would highly recommend Charlie's Tire Center. They had me in and out of there in 45 minutes, found me used tires and with real good tread on them, and installation, disposal, mounting, balancing, all that stuff, including the tires, all came out to under $65, which is like half what I was expecting to pay. So pretty happy with that, and I'm very happy to be back in working condition for the Jeep. So I think we're going to go ahead and get over to a fishing spot and do a little bit of fishing, and then head back to camp and make sure that everything there is still fine. Good morning, everyone. I was kind of surprised. It actually rained like half the night last night, but it's about 6:30 now, and we're gonna get up and get moving. Happy to say that I slept much better last night, so we should be able to make something out of today. And first stop, like I said yesterday, is that we're gonna head down to the visitor center and kind of reorganize and refill water and all that kind of stuff. So we'll get moving.
Alright, well, we're over here at the visitor center, filled up on water, and the Jeep's all clean and vacuumed. I got a shave-in this morning. I'm telling you, I'm feeling good now. But we're gonna go ahead. I think we're kind of running out of stuff that's close by to hike that we haven't already hit. There's a bunch of bike trails that are serious elevation, but I don't know about doing those. But up here is the Pink Beds picnic area and the Pink Beds loop. We've done it once before, and it's pretty easy hiking altogether. It's a 5-mile loop, if I'm not mistaken, to go all the way up and then back down. All right, here we are, Pink Beds area. It's kind of a plateau of sorts in the middle of some ridges, so it's pretty level hiking. There's a little bit up and down, of course. You're going to get that no matter where you go in the mountains, but overall it should be fairly easy. And I'm pretty sure, I didn't check again, but I'm pretty sure it's 5 miles round trip. So we'll go ahead and get moving. Back at the picnic area, gonna grab some lunch. This will most likely be the last video for this episode, so this will be me signing off for this episode and hoping you all tune in for the next one. And we'll go ahead and get this editing going, and probably just take a day or so to do that before we head off onto the Blue Ridge Parkway towards the Black Mountains. So we'll see y'all then.